All right, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to today's webinar, How to Trade Like the Pros. Hope everybody's doing well. This is the, sixth of six webinars that I'll be doing here for this one. So you guys caught the encore presentation. So happy you guys are here. Want to do a quick sound check? There we go. Fayez says hello. Good afternoon. Can everybody hear me? Okay. Just want to do a quick sound check. There we go. James says good evening from the UK. Welcome, James. Everybody see my screen? Fantastic. All right. Well, my name is Jerry D'Ambrosio. I'm the manager of educational content here with VectorVest. This is our education team. Very proud of these folks. We've come a long way over the years. You know, I first started with VectorVest 17 years ago, 17 years yesterday, actually. And when I first started, you know, I was on the phones in product support like everybody else when they first start at VectorVest. But back then, our education department really had maybe one or two guys in it. Not a very large department back then. And back then, our education focused solely on the VectorVest system. Market analysis, stock analysis, how to build watch lists, run scans, create portfolios, run backtests, things like that. So we've really evolved over the years. We teach folks how to trade options now. We teach folks how to manage a retirement portfolio, and we have some swing trading courses as well. So we got you guys covered no matter what type of portfolio you're managing. You know, we are here to help you do that. The three gets. Get number one, grab a pen, piece of paper, something to drink. Get number two, get rid of any distractions. I know that's difficult later in the evening here or late afternoon on a Tuesday, but you guys are all here. You're ready to learn. I want to commend you for that. It is almost the middle of the week on a 4:30 here, so on the East Coast. Glad you guys could join me here today. Here's what you're going to learn today. I'm going to go through 5 common principles professional traders follow. An extremely easy and effective short-term trading strategy, and then finally how to quickly and easily identify the best trades. And I really want to emphasize here short-term. We're going to talk about a very short-term trading system that you guys are going to love. If you stick with me to the end, I will share with you a copy of the slides I used today. I'm going to be in the slides for the entire presentation. Have a lot of good slides that I want to share with you guys. So let me know at the end. We'll be together for close to an hour, so let me know, about 4:45. I'm sorry, 5:15 or so. Hey, Jerry, don't forget the slides, and I'll put them in the handout section of your GoToMeeting control panel. All right, just stick with me to the end, and you'll get them. All right, so let's start off by talking about what makes a pro a pro. What are the qualities that separates these men and women from the average retail investor? And this segment here is all about getting you in the correct mindset, okay? Because this is not your buy and hold retirement approach. This is for the capital that you may have set aside to trade a little bit more actively. So if you're running different portfolios, this is for the more aggressive swing trading type of portfolio. So know that going in, that we won't talk about value or safety or earnings growth rate, anything like that here today. Now, first, a professional trader is realistic. They know that there's no magic pill that they can take that will make them better traders tomorrow. Success in this industry comes with time and effort. Just ask anyone who's ever been really good at anything, and they'll tell you that it took hard work and it didn't happen overnight. Next is that they control their emotions. They don't allow losing trades to affect them. Pros don't think of the results first. They focus on doing the right things and making the right trades. They know if they do that consistently, the money will come. And one of the reasons they feel this way is because they place trades based on facts and data rather than gut feelings. We've all been there. I've placed a trade or two because I just knew it was going to go up, or earlier on in my career, I used to read newsletters, and I told family members I'm in the stock market industry, they always kind of give me suggestions on what stocks to buy, and earlier on I did that. But pros don't think that way. They don't trade that way. They look solely at the information in front of them to make decisions. They're prepared as well. They know exactly when they're going to get out of every trade, even before they get in. And that's because they've examined and tested different techniques to figure out which one is best. And lastly, most importantly, I think professional traders are disciplined. They stay sharp and focused when things are going well, but they're resilient. They're resilient when things aren't going so well. So they have a plan and they stick to it. Now, what happens if you continue to struggle with some of these things? Now, you'll go broke. You're not going to be unemployed, living on the streets, but you won't be playing this game too much longer because losses will just keep building up, and you'll wind up broke with no more money to invest. If done the right way, you'll know exactly what you're doing no matter the situation. So just think about the confidence that you'll have. And once you start to develop better habits, you will start to see more consistent gains. So there's a big mistake that traders make when first starting to implement short-term trading systems. They follow unproven, complicated strategies. They think that they need to use 5 different technical indicators, 4 different types of moving averages to help identify entries and exits. For some reason, new traders who are just starting out trading this way, they find value in complexity. Most times that only leads to confusion and ultimately frustration. What I want to show you today is what's called the RSI-2 trading system. Just some key concepts here. It was developed by Larry Connors. Larry Connors is an author and a trader. He has over 30 years in the financial markets industry. This strategy focuses on stocks in long-term uptrends, but are experiencing short-term corrections. And what I love about this system is that it's so simple. It only uses 3 indicators: the 200-day simple moving average to identify the long-term trend, and a 5-day simple moving average, and the 2-period relative strength index for the short-term trend or the short-term correction. Let me show you how the strategy works. Here we're looking at Procter & Gamble from November of 18 to November of 19. I'll explain why I went all the way back that far in a moment. Don't worry about the time frame here. I could show you a stock from 1970 and teach you the system the same way. But again, I'll explain why I went back that far in a moment. It's been a great stock, right? During this time period, bottom left to upper right, overall price moves in that direction. But there have been times that the stock price pulls back, staying above the 200-day moving average, but falling below the 5-period moving average. Those are 2 of the 3 rules in this system. Price above the 200-day moving average, long-term uptrend, but below the 5-period moving average, short-term correction. Now, the third rule is using the RSI. Relative strength index, that's the green indicator at the bottom, is scaled between 0 and 100. And the industry standard look-back period is 14 days. Larry Connors doesn't use a 14-day RSI. He uses a two-day RSI. We'll get to that in a second, though. But the industry standard look-back period for the relative strength index is 14, with the lower extreme level at lower level at 30 and the extreme upper level at 70. Now, notice, and you could plot this indicator on any stock over any time frame. Follow my cursor here. We were looking at November of 2018 to November of 2019. Notice the 14-period RSI, the 14-day RSI, and we're looking at daily price charts here, never crossed below 30 during that time frame that we were just looking at. I actually had to expand the chart out or back a little bit to show you the one time that the 14-period RSI dipped below 30, because I wanted to show you how good of a buying opportunity that would have been just using the indicator alone. Now, Larry Connors looked at this and said, not quite what I'm looking for, in terms of the 14-day RSI. So what he did was he sped up the indicator, and he changed the look-back period to 2. You might be asking, why 2? And why the level of 10? Why did he lower it from 30 to 10? The only answer I have for you is because it worked the best. He probably tried a 4-period RSI or a 6-period RSI with a level of 15 and 20, and maybe he tried the 8-day EMA instead of a 5-day simple moving average. So different combinations. Remember I said earlier that these pros, they test different combinations to figure out which one is best, and this is what he landed on. Okay, so here's your trade. Here's your setup. 3 rules. Price above the 200-day moving average, but below the 5-day moving average, and, not or, and the 2-period RSI below 10. Okay? That's your trade. That's your setup. Long-term uptrend, short-term correction. All right, so let's take a look at what this trading plan looks like written down on paper. The entry rules are: we buy only when the stock is above the 200-day simple moving average and below the 5-day simple moving average with the 2-period RSI below 10. Here's the kicker. We enter the trade near the close of the day. not at the open, not at 10 o'clock, near the close of the session. And the exit criteria is we will exit when price goes above the 5-day simple moving average, and we will exit near the close of the day. Neil, I'm not sure if that's a question that you want an answer to, or is just a curiosity question, Neil. Neil's asking, how can a stock stay so far above the 200-day moving average for a whole year? So I'm not sure what type of question that was. The answer is because it just keeps going up. That's how it stays above the 200-day moving average. It just keeps going up for that time period. Yeah, right. It just keeps going up. That's why it can stay above the 200-day simple moving average. All right, so those are the rules. We buy and sell near the close of a given session. We're buying when the stock price is above the 200-day moving average, but below the 5-day moving average with the 2-period RSI below 10. That's when we enter. We enter near the close, and we exit when price goes above the 5-day simple moving average, and we exit near the close. Notice how the exit criteria doesn't say stop loss. It's not a stop loss. There is no stop loss with this technique. Larry Connors felt that stop losses over time hurt performance. So it's an exit criteria. Exit when price goes above the 5-day simple moving average. Okay? Let's take a look at some examples. Okay? Yep. 2-period RSI going below the value of 10. So here on July 23rd of 2019, we have a setup. Okay? Price above the 200-day moving average. Notice, though, that we don't see the purple line. Okay? Because we've zoomed in here so closely. Okay? But just know, with every example that I'm going to show you here, price is above that purple line. Again, we don't see it because we've just zoomed in, but you guys remember from the chart earlier, price had been above that 200-day moving average the entire year there, okay? But here on July 23rd, 2019, the price of the stock is above the 200-day moving average, but it's below the 5-period moving average with the 2-period RSI below 10. The red line there is 10. So all 3 rules were true on that day. Now, I don't know remember, and we're trying to enter the trade as close to the close as possible, maybe 3:50 or 3:55 p.m. Eastern time. Now, I don't know what the price of the Procter & Gamble was at 3:55 p.m. Eastern time on July 23rd of 2019. I just don't have that data. So for the purposes here, I'm just going to use the closing price of the day, and that's what our cost basis is going to be. So roughly 113.85 we buy. Near the close, this is a solid filled candle, so we know that the close is at the bottom of the body. We sell 1, 2, 3 days later at $114.73. That's a winning trade. Okay, that's a winning trade. What I want you to focus on first is winning trades. How many winning trades are we looking at? How many losing trades are we looking at? Then we'll get into kind of monetary dollar gains in a little bit. Okay, but this is a winning trade. The very next day is another RSI2 setup, isn't it? The price of the stock is still above the 200-day moving average, but below the 5-day moving average with the 2-period RSI still below 10. Now, if you didn't buy the stock the day before, you had an opportunity to buy it on July 24th of 2019. Maybe you didn't have buying power in your portfolio, or you weren't watching the market the day before. So you had an opportunity there on July 24th of 2019, and if we would have bought it there near the close at roughly 113.15, we sell a couple of days later at 114.73. That's another winning trade. Now, I don't care what the price of the stock did afterwards. Okay, this is not a home run hitting strategy. This is singles. Singles, 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 singles. The next setup was on August 5th of 2019. The price of the stock is above the 200-day moving average, so it's in a long-term uptrend, but as you can see, it's experiencing a short-term correction. Price has fallen below the 5-day moving average, and right, because the day before and the day before that, price did close below the 5-period moving average, but it wasn't, the correction, the short-term correction wasn't confirmed because the 2-period RSI was not below 10. So there on August 5th of 2019, if we buy at roughly 113.08, we sell a couple of days later at 115.52. Okay, another win. The very next setup, and I'm not skipping over any dates, I'm just going chronologically, left to right here. The very next setup was September 10th of 2019. The price of the stock is still above the 200-day moving average, but below the 5-day moving average with the 2-period RSI below 10. If we buy here at roughly 119.88, we sell a couple of days later. Really nice quick gain there. Annualize out these returns, guys, and they're tremendous gains in a very short period of time. Not tremendous gains in general, but given the holding period, you annualize out these trades and you're in triple digits a lot of times. Okay. Next setup, October 2nd of 2019. Price is still above the 200-day moving average, but below the 5-day moving average with the 2-period RSI below 10. If we buy there at 121.08, we sell at $124 even. Nice trade there, just a couple of days. I mean, couldn't have sold it at a better price. Right near the high of the session, and then the stock pulled back afterwards. That's another win. Here on October 14th of 2019, if we would have bought at 120.05, we would have sold at 119.08. Now that's a losing trade, right? It's a losing trade. Remember I said there's no stop losses, and that's how Larry Connors put it together. But we have a cardinal rule here at VectorVest. Never lose more than 1 to 2% of your overall portfolio value on any one trade. And that cardinal rule holds true even with this system. So if, for example, let's say you got a $50,000 portfolio, you don't want to lose more than 2% of the overall portfolio, which is $1,000 on any one trade, you keep that rule in place here as well. So if you get into the trade and the stock price falls, don't lose more than 1 to 2% of the overall portfolio value on the trade, no matter what. Even though you might exit that trade when that rule is met, even if price is still below the 5-period moving average. So, you should never lose more than that amount on any one trade. Okay? And that wouldn't have happened here. I doubt you buy at 120.05, it looks like maybe 115 is this area here, maybe even a little bit higher. So very, highly unlikely that you're not at the 1 to 2%, even when the stock price fell here. You do close, though, at 119.08 for a losing trade. Now, the next day, you had another setup. So if you didn't buy the stock the day before, you had an opportunity to buy it on October 15th of 19. And with this setup, if you buy it at 117.20, here you have a winning trade. You sell it at 119.08. And a couple of days later, if you didn't buy it on any of those 2 other days, you had another opportunity here at 116.63, and you sell at 119.08. So we started in July of 2019. We went about 3 months. How many trades did I go through? 8 setups. Okay, 8 setups. Van is asking about earnings dates. I have no problem placing these trades before earnings, after earnings. I don't really consider earnings unless it's the day before, because we're not holding on to these stocks, but an average of 2 to 5 days. So I'm not concerned with earnings at all. Okay, Neil's asking, does the system say sell on October 15th or buy again? October 15th was there. Why would it say to sell? It's a buy signal. Your sell signal is when price closes above the 5-day moving average. So not a sell signal. Your only sell signals, let's say you have 2 sell signals. Your first sell signal is don't lose more than 1 to 2% of the overall portfolio value on the trade. Second sell signal is close the position when price closes above that 5-period moving average. So that was a buy. That was a buy. It's always a buy signal when price is below the 5-day moving average and the 2-period RSI below 10 with the price of the stock above the 200-day moving average. Okay. Now, told you I explained why I went all the way back to 2018. You're welcome, Neil. Because that obviously that's one stock, right? It's a cherry pick stock. It was a good stock. That's the type of stock that I'm looking to favor. Those high CI stocks, right? Bottom left to upper right. Price is above the 200-day moving average. You're in a long-term uptrend. It's the same. It could be stock XYZ. It could be any old stock. Okay, it could be any old stock. Okay. So what I did was I showed you 8 setups, 7 winners and 1 loser. By the way, we had 1 losing trade there, remember? But all the other trades that I showed you there were winners. So what I decided to do and say, 8 is not a big enough sample size. I went all the way back to November of 2018, and I went through that same exercise all the way to current. Over the, 2023, we're looking at almost 5 years. There were 62 RSI2 setups for Procter & Gamble. I showed you 8 of them. There were 62 total. 52 winning trades, 10 losing trades. That's an 84% winning trade percentage. I'll get to a dollar amount in a moment on a more systematic approach. But Procter & Gamble, the last 5 years almost, 62 RSI2 setups, you won 52 times, you lost 10. That's an 84% winning trade percentage. What I like to do now is I like to show you a more systematic, empirical approach as opposed to here's one stock, I chose it, and here are the results. What I did here was as of March 7th of 2023, I'll explain why, March 7th of 23, that was the last time I did this webinar. I sorted the S&P 500 no petro watch list by Comfort Index. Comfort Index is a VectorVest proprietary indicator. It goes up, it's on a 0 to 2 scale. It goes up the more and the further a stock price rises. It's the opposite of the Ulcer Index. Okay, so high CI stocks are Procter & Gamble type stocks. Bottom left to upper right. Pullbacks, sure. But high CI stocks have shown the ability to withstand those pullbacks. They exhibit price growth persistence over time. Higher highs, higher lows, time and time again, kind of year after year. Those are top CI stocks. So I sorted the S&P 500 watch list by CI, and those were the top 5 out of the 480 stocks or so, okay, that are in that watch list. Because again, no oil is included. Oil is not included. Across all 5 stocks from March 7th of 22 to March 7th of 23, there were 89 RSI2 setups. Okay? I think I answered that for you, Neil. 89 RSI2 setups. 74 winning trades, 15 losing trades. That's an 83% winning trade percentage. Those types of high CI stocks are the stocks that I like to favor. It's not going to be a low CI stock. Okay, the higher the CI rating, the better the candidate. Okay, so here's a more empirical, just systematic. Hey, take a list, sort them by CI, and go through every RSI2 setup across the top 5 stocks, not the top stock and the 5th stock and maybe the 8th stock because it looked good. It's the top stocks. This is not cherry picking here. This is rank analysis and taking the top stocks and performing this exercise. Okay, pretty good, 83%. That's pretty good. Now, since March 7th of 2023, okay, since March 7th of 2023, those 5 stocks, same 5 stocks, had 36 RSI2 setups, 29 winners, 7 losers. That's an 81% winning trade percentage. What's the common theme here? I'm looking at 80 to 90% winning trades. 80 to 90% winning trades. Okay? So what we're looking at here now is as an automated trading system. What I just taught you is a manual way to manage those positions, right? Because you got to be there at the end of the day to see if the price of the stock is going to close above that 5-day moving average. If it is, you close the position. That's manual. You have to be there at the end of the day and do it manually. Now, unfortunately, within the VectorVest program, we don't have a way to automate that exit criteria, that stop criteria, price closing above the 5-day moving average. We don't have a way to automate it. So I created this automated trading system centering around the RSI2 stock selection, the stock setup system that I just taught you, but the exit criteria is different. I'll get to the exit criteria in a little bit. So from February of 2010 to current, this portfolio is up 863%. Started with $100,000, it's up 863%. You guys ready for this? Everybody sitting down? In 13 years, we've had 261 winners and 20 losers for a winning percentage of 93%. The VectorVest composite has only gone up 160%. 93% winning trades. You just spent 13 years and you've only had 20 losing trades. That's less than a little more than a loser a year. Automated, hands off. Okay. Now, you might be thinking, well, okay, this is fantastic. I've never seen 93% winning trades before. And, even 80% winning trades is great. I don't mind doing it manually. However, you might be thinking, well, I don't have time. I'm not going to be there at the end of every day, looking at these charts to see if the stop criteria has been met. What I'm about to tell you eliminates all of that time. No matter what we teach you here at VectorVest, we want you to be able to do it faster, smarter, and better. Okay? Mike's asking, how often does the top 5 change each month? No idea. It's very random how often top stocks change by a given sort. Completely arbitrary and random. There's no real answer to that, Mike. It just depends on performance, right? If a stock keeps going up and their CI rating just keeps staying up at the top, the stock is going to stay there. If the stock price suffers, then their CI score will suffer. So it just depends on performance. So you might be thinking, well, this is fantastic. How do I take my game to this level? I've never, maybe you experience 40% winning trades. Maybe you're that good where you're at 50%. But to get to 80 to 90% winning trades, what you could do is take bits and pieces of what I taught you today, or you can allow us to just kind of give you the answers moving forward. So that's why I put together this 6-session webcast series called Trade Like a Pro. We're going to teach you in this course 3 techniques from 3 of the very best professional traders in the industry. You'll learn top trading strategies of the pros and how to quickly and easily identify the best trades. I hope you saw that if you learn to implement strategies like the one I showed you today, you'll get there. You'll achieve the success that you're looking for. Here are the modules that are taught in this course. Now, the modules, it's a 6-week course. It's a 6-module course. The 6 modules are pre-recorded, okay? And they are in the university immediately. You don't have to wait week by week to get these new modules. These are all pre-recorded. You'll have access to them immediately. We start off in module number 1 with getting you in the correct mindset. Okay, how do pros think, a little bit more about that, managing risk and order entry, very important segment in this first module. Module number 2 is we teach you bullish and bearish candlestick reversal signals, where your confirmation levels are, where your stop loss levels are, where your profit targets are. Module number 3 is identifying what the market's doing and applying indicators that are ideally suited for that environment, that market environment. Then in module number 4, we get into trading techniques that professionals have developed. Okay, module number 4, the Holy Grail. This was a technique taught by Linda Ratchke, or developed by Linda Ratchke. Steve Chappell, who is the director of trading systems development here at VectorVest, he's my co-instructor for this course. He will teach you that technique, and it's for both bullish and bearish markets. Charles Schaap developed 2 systems, one called the 50-50, the other called 80 Excellence, and then we finish with the highlight of the course, which is the RSI2, and another technique taught by or created by Larry Connors called the RSI25. Very similar to the RSI2, but this one is for ETFs only. Okay, so those modules are pre-recorded. Let's get into some special bonuses. We're going to throw in this course, 1-year access to master the art of candlestick analysis. This is a self-study course in the university that we sell separately for $995. We throw 1-year access in for you as part of the Trade Like a Pro course. We teach a little bit of candlestick reversal signals in Module 2 of Trade Like a Pro. Here's a whole 6 module course on candlesticks. Okay. Now, for the Trade Like a Pro content, we will be meeting live 6 times. These sessions, these mastery sessions, live sessions, help you implement the things that you learned in the course. So we'll take a look at the things you're doing, questions you have, and we'll guide you. We give homework assignments. Steve and I give homework assignments after every module. So we go over those homework assignments here in the mastery session. So, we'll be there to guide you through the entire 6 weeks. If you currently do not have VectorVest 7 Premium, which is our real-time data, I want to make sure you have it during the course. So we give you 70 days access to VectorVest Premium. If you already have VectorVest Premium, you don't get an extra 70 days. If you have end of day, VectorVest end of day, or intraday, we upgrade you for 70 days to the VectorVest real time. Now this includes Pro Trader scans, which are technical searches, and the auto timer as well. This is my favorite bonus because it's a live trading session. This is where we implement everything that we learned over the course of the 6 weeks. I'm going to show you how to use RoboTrader to manage your trades, and we'll be trading with real money. And this is where we step you through everything from market analysis to trade setup to trade execution. And this is huge too. Exclusively for workshop attendees, you will receive pre-built scans that make finding your trades very easy. You were probably thinking, well, great. They teach us the RSI2 and the RSI25 and the Holy Grail and the 50-50 and 80 Excellence. How am I going to find trades? I know a couple of questions came in about are there scans for, or is there a scan for an RSI2? Yes, exclusively for the workshop attendees. I've done the legwork already. I built these scans to quickly and easily identify the best candidates to trade. And they'll be automatically inserted into your VectorVest 7 program, so you don't have to build them yourselves. Now, this is going to be in the VectorVest 7 US program only because all the content is taught in the US market. You will also get this trading system, this automated trading system. So there are a lot of variables to an automated system, right? There is the market timing system used. How many stocks do I want to maintain? Do I replace or not replace? What's my industry and sector diversification look like? What's my stop criteria? All of those variables are given to you in this automated system. That, again, in the last 13 years is up 863% and still chucking along here. Look, COVID was rough, but we're not even close to the pre-COVID high in terms of the market, right? We're still well off of the pre-COVID high. Okay, look at where this portfolio just keeps chugging along. It went through a tough period, but it's clearly making new highs, year after year, even after COVID. Okay, 93% winning trades, 261 losers. 261 winners, only 20 losers. And the VVC went up 160% during this 13-year period. Needless to say, we crushed the market, 863%. Most importantly, you get hands-on training by both Steve Chappell and myself. Steve and I will be manning the chat room, so you can ask us questions throughout the course. We'll be in there during the live mastery sessions. Okay. The rate is the regular rate is $29.95. We do have an early bird rate of $24.95, but I want to knock an extra couple of $100 off for you folks here today. If you're not an elite subscriber, the lowest rate we have available for this course is $22.95. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to type the address at the bottom, www.vectorvest.com/TLP. So you can just click on it there. Now, this is the last webinar that I'll be doing for this course, which means that $22.95 rate will go away in a couple of days. It will revert back to the $24.95 rate in just a couple of days. So if you're not an elite subscriber, by the way, if you are an elite subscriber, you pay $14.97.50, which is half off the regular price. Okay? Now, this is 100% money back guaranteed. After the course is over, if you've shown that you've done the work, you've come to the classes live or at least watched the recordings, you've done the assignments, you're still not satisfied, we'll gladly give you a refund. Now, we take the scans back, we take the searches back, and we take the RSI2 trading system back, but we'll gladly give you your refund. Okay? Here are the dates for the live mastery support sessions. We meet in 2 weeks. We start our first mastery support session, which will cover the contents of Module 1, on July 25th. That's a Tuesday. Each session starts at 11 a.m. And when you register for the course, you'll get an email right away with these dates and times. The GoToWebinar links, the Mastery Support Session links, will also be in the course outline, in the Trade Like a Pro course outline once you access it. Our live trading session will be on September 5th. We start at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and that's because there is a lot of work that needs to be done before the market opens. There's market analysis. There's running your scans, cherry picking candidates, setting up the trades. There's, and once the market opens, that's when we execute and begin to manage the trade. Okay. So here are the modules again, guys. Go to VectorVest.com/TLP. I'm going to stick around just for a few more minutes to answer some questions here. Mike's asking, does that mean that if one or two stocks fall off the list, then we replace it with another stock from the strong CI list? No, it does not. You exit any trade when your exit criteria is met, not when the stock is no longer in the top 5 CI stocks. Okay. If you buy a stock from the top list, okay, and you exit because your exit criteria is met, you replace it with the top stock from the list on that day. And you're always buying top CI stocks. Okay, always buying the top CI stocks when you replace. Okay, you're welcome. Yep, David's asking, is there a truly automated trading system for the RSI2? There sure is. I just showed you. That long-term portfolio, that's fully automated. That's a fully automated trading system. Okay. Oh yeah, thank you, John. I will now put the slides, guys, in the handout section of your GoToMeeting control panel. You should see it in a moment. It'll say TLP. It's a PDF. You should see it now. It's in the handout section of your GoToMeeting control panel. Okay. John, that's hard to say. Oh, you have a $50,000 portfolio. Yeah, just completely hard to say. Completely hard to say how long it would take to recoup the price of the course. Probably an impossibility to come up with an answer there. Mike's asking, how much extra does it cost per month to automate trades? Not sure I understand what the question is. There is no cost more per month to automate anything. Let's see here. Flo is asking, I work every week and can't attend 11 a.m. What options do I have? Do I have other time for the live sessions? No, there are no other time for the live sessions, but the sessions are recorded and they're uploaded into the university within 24 hours. So you can watch the recording the day after, and then again, you have access to it for an entire year. So 11 a.m. are the times for each of the mastery support sessions. This is being recorded, yes, and you will get, Krishnan, a recording of today's session later on this evening. Okay, Larry says, how do the other systems taught in the course compare to the RSI2? None of the other systems are automated. So there is no win rate or monetary or performance metrics that we can go by. So no automated system with the 50-50 or the Holy Grail or 80 Excellence. Think of it this way. If Michael Jordan and your cousin Louis were standing in front of you, who would you want to teach them to teach basketball to you? Right, Michael Jordan, right? Linda Radke is a professional trader. She developed this system, the Holy Grail. She published it. It's public record. Charles Schaap is a professional trader. He developed these systems. They're public record. They would never publish techniques like this if they didn't work. There's no way to automate it. You can take the Holy Grail on a bunch of stocks and look over the last 5 years or so and get an idea of what the hit rate might be. But here's another thing too. Those aren't automated systems. So it's not you run the Holy Grail scan and you just pick the top stocks. You have to cherry pick. There's a certain kind of characteristic and chart formation that you need to look at before placing the trade. Mike's asking, how long will we keep the trading material in our VB account? Is it limited to 12 months only? The recorded sessions and the live sessions, the course itself is 1 year. You have 1 year access to it in the university. You have the scans, the searches, and the trading system for life. As long as you're a VectorVest subscriber, you continue to have those scans and the automated trading system. The course content is available for a year. Okay. Steven says, I'll be out of the country until August 10th. Can I still handle the course as I can't attend after the 10th? Sure, because again, you have access to it for a year. Okay. Steven, if you don't know if you're an elite member, just give our support department a call. Give them a ring, and they'll look quickly on your account to see if you're an elite subscriber. You're welcome. Okay. Mike, there are no plans to change policy where we can continue to watch those classes forever. Nope. Yeah, there's no policy in place there, and nothing that I don't believe we're looking into. Okay. Okay. There is a refresher rate, David. Give our support department a call. That's a special rate that is available for anybody that's taken the Trade Like a Pro course before and it no longer has access to the material. There is a refresher rate. You can just give our support department a call and they'll set you up. Okay. Okay. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's webinar. We start in a couple of weeks. July 25th, first mastery session. You have 2 weeks for all the content. You can watch as many modules as you want. We're going to go slow with each mastery session and only cover the contents week by week. We're not going to jump around. Okay? Nope, the recordings should not be available forever. They're not available forever, they're only for 1 year. That's been our policy for as long as I've been with VectorVest, actually. All right, folks, you guys have a great rest of your day. We'll see you very soon, start in a couple weeks. Look forward to working with you. Take care, everybody.